spots then, yeah. So if you were getting onto these two reds then, Chris, how would you do that? So you're potting the black and you want to get onto these two reds.
Personally, it's probably wrong, but I'd probably put top and my right hand side on it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that's right or not.
By the way, when I ask this, it's just because it's good to ask, you know, how
Yeah.
your brain is thinking about it. I think with just topspin you'll get there. You know,
Right,
the white's
okay.
going to come over here and then it's going to go over here,
Okay.
somewhere like that. So you won't need any right or anything really. So the white's going up there, isn't it? Okay, so try that again. A bit more pace needed just to get it to go up onto those reds. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to try and clear these reds with black, Chris, yeah. So probably going to be the bottom red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't need top spin, of course. We can just hit middle wall and just roll through. Excellent, very good. And this kind of brings us on to another key shot. So what would you do with that then? Yeah,
Bit of an angle.
a bit more of an angle than you would like ideally. You scribble a little thing, sticking a little. That's all good. Again, like I say, none of them are trick questions. It's just to get a feel.
I think if you just did it to come on and off the cushion, I think it'd be quite a distance from the red.
Yeah.
I think either the last one or the one before, your
Yes.
video talked about this.
Yeah.
And just stood up
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
in this area. I think you had two reds somewhere
That's
here.
it. Yeah, and you're exactly right. The way you've described it. Yeah, if you do that, you're just putting a lot more distance on.
And pressure on the pot.
Yeah, that's it. So so I suppose it's that thing of in snooker, you're going to make the black slightly more difficult the way
Yeah.
you're playing it to make the next red really
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
Roughly where do you hit the white to?
So I would say on this one, you're probably going to go about like here, maybe like 2, something like that, and then it's all maybe even 3, -3. But we'll practice a few because they're all touch and feel. You know, the amount of spin that you're generating is all dependent on how hard you hit it, really. Yeah, so that was a great pot, that first one, and we've just gone a bit too far
Yeah.
here. So I would go, in order to hold it, I kind of want that same line, don't we, really?
Yeah.
That line is pretty good that you just took,
Yeah.
that was nice. So we'll get it by going lower down
Lower
on the
on the
white
keyboard.
and a bit softer, and then it'll take the same line, but, so you're just, maybe not quite that low, Chris, just a,
No,
that's it, yeah.
Bit hard again.
Yeah, it's that same kind of idea, but you'll get this in a minute, yeah. They are real touch and feel
They are,
shots, how
yeah,
these
this
are.
is-
Yeah,
yeah.
this is like the like the cornerstones really of rank building. So you want to go probably quite a bit lower on the white,
Yeah.
and then you're still going to accelerate through, but smoothly, quite soft. Almost like you don't want to grip or anything. Just let the cue float through the white. Better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Better, yeah. They're not easy, like I say. They're good little things that I like to go through because they're tricky little shots. But it's like I always say to players, once you add these to your locker, so
Yeah.
you feel like I can just play it, I don't know, 8 out of 10. Your brain will just shoot up because I feel like I'm playing them as patterns
Yeah.
over and over again. I mean,
Yeah.
how often would you see this shot on the TV? Where they're just
Loads, yeah,
loads,
absolutely.
isn't it? Just pot
Yeah.
back and drift
Yeah,
past the red and
that's it.
red back into the other corner, yeah.
That's the light as well.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, how light you've got to go really. What's good now, when you pocket the black every single time, you know, it's not an easy black, it's a bit of a blind pocket. And now I've said that.
Yeah.
So nice and low, I would go a lot lower. Yes, that's it, like you're playing a deep screw and then not too hard. So that's more like it now with the white now.
Still drafting up.
You caught the black a little bit thin, so of course the white will go a bit further. But yeah, nice and low. That's the shot. Look at that. There we go. That's more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like things like that, you know, I would practice so that I can.
It does need practice, yeah.
You know,
That's what I was saying, knowing, you know what sort of way you got, but it's the speed and pace.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing past the science of going. It's down here and it's
Yeah.
quite soft. You know, what does that mean really?
Yeah,
you've got to hit enough of them,
Yeah.
haven't you, to get the
It's like
feel
what
of
you
it?
said about that top spin. I'm saying, 3 and
Yeah.
when you're 0, and you think, well, obviously, if you hit it forward, it's got to go forward motion.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah. It's just until it's pointed out, you don't think about it, do you? Of course, yeah. Try that again, yeah. Nice and low on the white, and then just not too hard. Keep that cue action nice and relaxed and smooth as well. Don't rush it too much. Go for that again, Chris. I'm just going to use this to show you all of these here. So yeah, go for it. So actually, it was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah, just the rhythms of the cue action, really. So that's all good.
It's
Just a bit quick.
yeah,
maybe,
it
would
is,
you say?
isn't it?
Yeah, just a.
It's jabbing, it's horrible.
Oh, it's not. No, it isn't. It's not horrible. It's actually all right. It's just a little bit quicker than you could get it. You know, when you watch pros, you know, a lot of them there have got that. You know, it's almost like the final backswing is nice and smooth.
Fluidity.
And then you go, yeah, that's right. Well, I think, yeah, I definitely wouldn't use the word horrible. I'd just go, it looks a little bit quick, that's all. And it's kind of like, I suppose you want to start to feel like you can do your feathers up, and then once you've come back, you can, you know, it doesn't really matter how long you take to kind of do that.
Right.
But of course, yeah, that's just lots of practice doing it, yeah. But it's, you know, I've really just detached kind of, yeah, that's my feathers, that was my backswing, and that's the nice smooth delivery. You know, they all want to be like kind of separate parts without going too mechanical, you know. Good shot that was. Yeah, just caught it in the good. Just try a few more, Chris, so you don't get stuck on this, because these are all stuff you get, you know, I'll give you to practice as well. Excellent, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it's like within 5 minutes there of practicing it, you start to get the feel, don't you, of how hard you need to hit it. I'll play this then, Chris, yeah? I'll go for this way. Try that again. Same one there. Yeah, something like that, wasn't it? I thought it was not going to have it then. Okay, so in fact, I'm going to put it back side now, Chris. So, so yeah, 2 shots so far. That one where you just natural top spin.
Yeah.
That one where you're stunning past the reds. Brilliant for getting your, you know, your shots that you feel comfortable playing. Let's go. But I've got all these written down on paper, you know, so all these things to go away in practice. Let's go there. So now what about that? So you're on the black and you want to get on those 2 reds. And you can hit one if you want, Chris, yeah, and just see how you would naturally do it, you know, without overanalyzing it too much, really. So one pretty good there. That wasn't bad, yeah. Is that what you were playing there? Just off one cushion and back up? Yeah, that's the way I would play it. Yeah, that's it. I'll try another couple of those and we'll just talk about exactly where maybe to strike and whatever, yeah.
I knew I was going to miss that. I didn't feel comfortable on the shot.
And that's alright, yeah. So it's kind of good sometimes, but it's sometimes if you think, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable, I did miss it. Well, it's just confirmed that you were right. Yeah, so it's alright, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look at the shot then, yeah. I'll have a quick check of how it works. So when you play a shot like this, yeah, okay. So if you stun it very slightly like that, the white ends up coming off this off the black into this point, and then you can very easily lose it to the side because it obviously it's coming off at the same angle it goes on. If you can get this area to move more to here, it's almost like you're playing a stun run through, and the white's going to come pretty straight first.
Right.
And then get it to come off with a tiny trace of right hand side.
Okay.
You'll stay much more in the middle of the table. So it almost feels like you want to go kind of about there, like middle ball and a fraction of right, maybe just below centre, look.
Okay.
And like a fraction of right hand side.
Pace wise?
Pace wise, medium I suppose, isn't it? Yeah. But again, same as the other shot really, we can hit a few and try and get a gauge for that pace, but almost like a nice follow through. Okay, so that found its natural path because there was no stun left on the right or side, yeah, that's it. So you have to, I suppose just hit it, yeah, just try one a bit more confidently. So same place, and then a nice confident strike, almost ignoring what the white's doing. We'll tweak that later. There we go. Much more like it. So yeah, fractionally hard, but almost there. Just like 2 shots. Nice developing shot. We've got a round of applause at the Crucible there. So yeah, just being cool, get the grip on the white. Yeah, a little bit low on the white, which is why you've just lost it to the side cushion slightly. It's just, again, it's a fine balance of how low do you go and how much side do you use. So that, you know, they're good things to practice because you will just start to get it nice and comfortably. A little bit too low, so it came over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, that's why I do them as key shots because they're, you know, it's a very fine balance to get it right. And then, yeah, this you can't get enough bites on it. All these shots though, you see, are so interesting to me because you kind of, what ended up with my game was I ended up realising I played for a few years and I got good at doing them all in the wrong way, if that makes sense. So like you get good at doing it your own way, don't you? And then until someone shows you and goes, do it like this, and you go, oh, that's the most efficient way of doing it. But I never practiced them in the right way at first. So I'd love to show them now, as like the cornerstones of break building really. Yeah, and then you just got that little flick of side. Yeah, I mean, that in a game, that's pretty good, isn't it? Because you've got blue, pink to play for. Just drop 2 or 3 more early, yeah, that's pretty good there. Awesome. That was your best one. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Just that little flick aside just helped it up the centre of the table. Excellent, yeah. So very quickly you get a good feel of it.
Yeah.
Once you've played the shot a few times, you're going, yeah, kind of, get a feel for how that works now. Yeah, just didn't quite get enough bite on it that time, yeah, that's it. Grab it. Okay, let's get 3 more, so you can get 1 more really good one. Bit too low on the ones. Last one then. So good one here. There. Just below middle. Touch of right. Which you kind of get on naturally really. You just kind of only a touch below middle. Yeah, finish with the best one I think. So we could go from here, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, does that shot kind of make sense to you as well?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like
that's what I need to practice on, knowing what, the speed, the strength.
Yeah.
It varies slightly on different cloths.
Yeah,
and
that's
also
it.
how the white's
I
going.
suppose, yeah, it's like I say, you're never going in blind, are you?
No.
Once you know the
You've got
shots.
a rough idea.
So it's kind of like if I go from this table to playing in the league, it's not like I'm completely lost on this other table. I might hit a few shots and go, oh, that's gone a bit dead in comparison to what I'm used to, but you can just adjust for that quite quickly, can't you? So here, Chris, what do you think? You kind of got a choice of both, really.
I think my right hand one.
So you're going for this bottom one?
Yeah.
Why not this one, just out of interest?
No, I could do.
Why don't you like it? No, it's
It
fine to not want
looks like I'm going to slightly catch the other one.
That's all right though, isn't it? If you do, that's okay.
Yeah. I'll go with the top one.
So try that, yeah. And if you do just flick it, I mean, you might not even flick it, but if you do, it's fine. It's jaws nice and soft. Let's try that. It's not easy. No, you were reasonable, weren't you? Something like that?
Yeah.
Like even if I put that so that it's going to flick around a bit more, that'll be fine. Won't hurt. But don't use any top spin. If anything, you want to be below centre. That's it. There he goes, yeah. Good shot. Yeah. What about this one? Round the table. So I might try middle ball, just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Let's try and get off here with loads of right hand side.
Okay.
And then it should go off towards that top cushion.
That way.
Dunk and then back round. So yeah, just try and pot it nice and smooth, middle ball, lots of right, why not have a go for a bit of fun. funny you say, like shots like that, I like it where, you know, you think, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Good shot. So let's see if we can drop that in.
No.
Tough, wasn't it, when it had landed just a little bit nasty off the cushion. Okay, last shot to look at, so you're getting that side of your wrist. So, last one to look at is, let's go. I always leave this one to last because it's the weirdest one. So, how do you play that? So, you're on the black, you want to get to the 2 reds. And again, if it's easy, you can just play on because sometimes it's hard to describe what you would do.
Yeah. Yeah. I might try and tangle it.
Nice shot. I like it, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was absolutely perfect, wasn't it?
That's what you would have done.
I probably would have gone off one cushion, but
Right.
your shot is a good shot as well. You know, there's not anything
No.
necessarily wrong with one or the other. Let me quickly show you this. So when you watch pros play this type of shot, yeah. So when you watch like Kyra, he's at the other side of the table, but the same idea. It's quite high look, isn't he, on the black? And he'll just float this off one cushion. Can you see the way what he's done with the white is you actually play it almost playing ball, but left lots of left hand side.
Oh, okay.
So if you watch the white when it hits this black cushion,
Yeah.
so it comes off the black and the white is travelling quite straight, but then it flicks off. You see that?
Yeah.
Come off to the side. So they tweak it using a little bit of side spin.
Oh, so you mean.
See, your shot, I mean, again, it's an alright shot, only when you've got too much angle. The only different thing that you've got between the two is that you're coming like 1, 2, and then this was the line that you wanted.
Yeah.
So you've ended up landing really good. It was a good shot, nothing wrong with it. It was really well played, but you just end up going, it's not good until it's in this little margin, and then you're too far.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can get off one and do that, as soon as you pass here, you go good, good,
Yeah.
good, you know,
Yeah.
good for a long time. So try that. So try and drop it in almost middle ball and a tiny trace of right. Yeah, that idea, yeah.
So it's lighter than that.
Well, it becomes a bit, let's say the white is going to travel this length from where I've marked my cue here. Let's say it's going to travel there. If it does it up that line, it's too hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it does it along that line, it's okay, isn't it? It's miles better. So it's just about how much right you get on.
Right, okay.
Well, I suppose here I'll go a bit below middle, just to get the white spinning a bit more. There's more weight as you come down the white. But just drop it in, like you say, it's light, a light shot. I mean, like I say, it's a hard shot because you're suddenly playing it with, you know, a bit of side spin and it's a bit tricky. That's the shot, yeah, with a little bit more side. I always show people this shot and I say, believe it or not, it's possible to pop this black and hit it soft enough off one cushion to land low on the reds, to not even get high enough, which seems impossible, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah, you can't do that, surely, but you can, yeah. A bit more right, yeah, you're aiming at the right height, get that right on, just drop it in.
Starting to steer them.
Yeah, instead of like just letting the key go straight. And right on that side.
Yeah.
Can't tell how much you were playing yet. Yeah, got it, yeah. Just catching the pot a little bit too thin. So every time you've missed it, it's just a bit too thin. So I'll just aim a little bit thicker. You know, because at the pace you're going to play it. Bit thin again. Just a little bit thin. And it's good. I would rather you do that than have random results.
Yeah.
You know, you've just got the same kind of aim error, which is fine because you can just quickly go, okay, I just need to hit a bit more of that black. Yeah, the black's gone in nicely, hasn't it? Just not quite enough solid on there. That was the shot again. Yep. You got it. Just a bit thin, yeah. It's the weirdest one to get used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feels like a very
it's thinner.
Yeah.
It's sort of half ball.
Yeah, yeah. So close, yeah. So close.
Still too thin.
Weird shot though. Like I say, when I first knew about this, it just seemed like, well,
Yeah.
potting the black is hard enough, and now you're telling me to float it with like right hand side, and like it can seem like a weird concept at first. I'll see if I can play one soft enough just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
So like if I get this and get it soft enough, I reckon I can hold it low on the reds.
Yeah.
It's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really surprising what you can do if you can catch it right. And it was coming off a nice line, wasn't it? If I'd have hit it harder. But it's amazing how, like I say, you can actually catch it easily too low on the reds. It just doesn't feel like it at first. It kind of helps to see that, yeah, it is possible to just trickle it in with that bright. That's more like it. Yeah, we need it.
Right, this time. Why do I keep hate this here?
It's just the curve, isn't it, of the wine, like how it's bending, which you'll just get used to. The more you play it, your brain will just get used to it. Got it. And got the white as well. It's just getting used to it, isn't it? Because I always describe that like a footballer taking a free kick or something. You know, they're judging where the ball is going to bend and curve. I'm doing that when I play that black.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how hard do I need to hit it so that it bends? And but you just get a feel for it the more you play it. Well, if you were to go from there, then Chris, that like that red, because you can reach possibly the top one. Yeah, or the bottom one. But yeah, top one is pretty good, isn't it? It's a good shot to avoid the other red. Yeah, off the cushion. Tough, wasn't it? Just very tough where the white landed, yeah. But more so the importance really of the key shots are from the black.
Yeah.
Because I think when people do lineups, you know, you kind of just get good at doing that at the centre of the table because it doesn't matter where you land.
No, that's right. You're not really playing for position, are you?
No, not really. Just pop the black and you know you're going to be on 8 reds. Whereas this is a bit more realistic because in games you've got to get the right side of balls and that kind of thing. Yeah, but I'll send you those, Chris, as like, you know, key things to learn. Let me just pause this. I'm just going to pop to the toilet, Chris.
Well, at my age, wouldn't you, really? So I don't know. I've sort of
It's a bit
couple
more
of little
natural,
goes and a go, but it doesn't. I've had better results maybe with the other action. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I strike a not. I try to strike a balance between, knowing what I'm doing, but also doing it naturally.
Yeah.
So you know, like if I was to hit a shot, I'm just going to play the one shot, Chris. If I'm like hitting that, try to go right. I'm standing behind the shot. That's my feathers up, nice and relaxed, and then pulls up the white back, and nice and smooth. So I'm doing the same things each time, but I'm keeping it nice and relaxed as well at the same time, which I think is kind of where you need to get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you do look like you're hitting quite naturally, but then you've got to be careful of not forcing yourself to go too robotic.
Yes, with the long feathers and stuff.
Yeah, so like if you were to play that shot that I just played, let's go, I want you to play some like top and just get it up into bulk somewhere. What would you do with your action there? So if you think about like, right, feathers up, yeah, and that was good, yeah. So as you check, the biggest things I think about that I think are important are the final backswing and delivery.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, this is how I always describe it. Imagine like a ball rolling up a ramp. When I do my final backswing, the ball's going to roll up the ramp, come to a stop, and then go again. So obviously I don't want you doing this. That's the season.
Yeah.
But the rhythm of it is comes back, comes to a stop, and then it goes again.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing really. It's that thing of when you're around the black spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Occasionally the action can happen a bit fast.
Yeah.
And if it just catches you out like it used to with everyone.
Yeah. Jabbing. I don't like the jabbiness. I like a nice, to follow through smooth, but
yeah, that's it. But it's just thinking about it. It's just really being conscious of, So like I say, my friend Dave, who I play in the same team as, good player, and he said to me, he says you look good, but all of a sudden on that fifth shot, this is when I started years ago. He says you'll just suddenly put a really quick shot in and miss it. And then I thought, as soon as he said it, I thought, well, I've got to stop doing that then. But I just became really conscious of my final backswing. Once I stopped at the white, I do my feathers up, and then I go right, smooth, and then hit it without being too robotic. There's a balance, isn't there? Okay, so let's have a go then. Setting these up.
do you think this cue's the right height? It's not too short.
No, it looks alright.
No.
Yeah. Normal then. And what are you like saying? 5'9"?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? Yeah. What is it? Have you always had that one?
I brought two. The other one's in the boot just in case. But I don't use two.
Yeah.
This is the cue I use. I had it made John Paris years ago.
Yeah.
It's had a few things. The weight come loose. I think it's 21 ounces.
Oh, it's not heavy.
9-ish. 9 in 9 mil from memory.
Yeah, 9 mil. Yeah.
It's not his best one, but
It doesn't feel that heavy actually.
No.
To be fair, it feels alright, doesn't it? It feels nice and weighty here as well. Okay.
I think he does. Is it Ultimate his best one, isn't it, or something?
Ultimate, yeah. Oh, this.
I have to drive down every time I go down. I have to drive down to because I wouldn't put it in the post for him to do the tips. I don't do my own tips.
Okay.
I know somebody said there's a place in Stamford that does
Stamford cues. Yeah.
I don't know. I just go to him. He did it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I do my own tips. I do.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to be able to do.
Yeah, it is a good.
So this is a red glue model then as well. So you must have had this a while then.
Yeah.
How long have you had it then? So can you see the way where these splices are? So
Yeah.
the glue is red. If you look very closely, the glue is red by the top of the
Right.
slice. Can you see that?
Yeah. Very. Yeah. Just.
And you get it on every one of your splices. Look. And
Yeah.
these are ones where he used to make them. People used to say the red glue models.
Right.
But how old is this one?
What is it? 18 is a rough. It's a bit of a guess.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that would
too
make
sure.
sense. Yeah. So that was when John would be still making them
The
himself.
cues, yeah.
So that would be worth quite a lot. That
Yeah.
would, The red glue models that they
Yeah.
call them are worth a lot of money.
I don't know what the other one is. The other one's. I think it's the other. This is really silly. whilst he was making this one for me, I saw one in the stand and thought, well, I have that one because I haven't got a cue. Why are you making that one? Really silly. But that, I think the other one was just one model below this. It's a little bit thicker and the tip's a little bit thicker. But
Yeah,
I get on well with this.
Still the one called.
Handle the brakes with this.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a nice cue, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's great, yeah. Have you seen the waiting time on an Ultimate shaft now? You know what it is? What do you reckon it was if I said, look, John, I want a Harris Ultimate?
8 months, 9 months?
6 to 7 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Crikey.
It's mental, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah.
You'll be retired by the time it comes.
That's the problem, isn't it? And I go, in that like 6 to 7 years, well, what other cube have I been using? I want my other one by now.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Mind you, I suppose if Ronnie walked in and
Oh, Ronnie can have one in 6 to 7 minutes, can't he?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so let's have a go at this and then we'll talk about all the key things and sort of recovery shots that we can play. I suppose what happens at first is players will end up clearing the colours as long as you land in perfect position.
Yes.
And the second you fall out of position, you're going, what do I do with that now? That's a bit horrible.
Yeah.
So I'll look at all those awkward positions and things. But you can start anywhere you want to. Yeah.
Well, I'll just get this straight off, won't I?
Yeah. Yeah, didn't quite come back far.
No.
Yeah, definitely alright. A little bit too much. How would you find this? You know, when you're playing screw shots like this, would you find it difficult to gauge the right amount of screw?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is tough, isn't it? I've got a friend of mine who's an incredibly good player. He's had about, I don't know, 7 or 8 147s against me.
Right.
He's really good. And when he does screw back, believe it or not, he can't. It's either on or off. He either does no screw at all, or he just screws back loads. But obviously he's a brilliant player, but with his screw shots, he doesn't time them that well. And this is where you want that cue action now, nice.
Yeah, smooth.
Yeah, it's almost like I say, what I like to do is do my feathers, a little stop at the white, then it comes back, and then I go through. So yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like missing a shot like this. And I suppose just when you miss a couple again, it's so easy to just panic a bit instead of going, yeah, I'll get it, man. You know, just nice and smooth. That was the perfect shot. My position there, he got it bang on. So yeah, that nice smoothness in your action, nice smooth feathers, smooth pull back. Yeah, probably just did this way. Yeah. It's probably the quickest, so I would say. It's always, the way I always describe it to people is do an impression of your own cue action and almost do it in slow motion, like you're being lazy. You know, that's the good two words I like for it. Like slow motion and lazy. Like, you know, there's no rush to get the cue through. Everything's nice and relaxed. There we go. Yeah, it makes a huge difference, yeah. It's something that worked well for me to think, just do it almost like I'm being lazy and laboured, you know, nice and relaxed. So this is nice, just a nice and natural angle.
So plain ball.
Plain ball, yeah. So just one tip above centre and just let it bounce on and off the cushion gently.
I don't know which.
So again, this table is quick to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a very fast clock on. Just try that shot again, I suppose, actually, Chris. Yeah, that same one. It's like a bed like that, wasn't it, I think? Yeah, so just go just a little bit softer. So that would have been good. Again, I think it's understanding that you don't want to hit a snooker shot with your backswing. That it's almost like pulling an arrow back. You know, like if you were to use a bow and arrow, you know, you want to get it in position nice and smooth and then fire. And it's kind of that's what I'm doing here because you're playing a slow shot here. You know, if I've got that shot, I'll do my feathers up, and then when I'm ready to play it, it just comes back a little bit, and then I'll play it, you know, nice and smooth. I suppose that's what I'm, you know, trying to get into my action each time, that I don't feel like my backswing is part of the delivery.
Right.
It comes back, it's the preparation, nice and smooth, and then it goes, you know. Without overanalyzing it, you know, without turning yourself into a machine. That is much better, yeah. And a nice little pause at the white. And then your backswing and then the delivery. Excellent shot, yeah. Nice. Okay, so this is kind of one of those positions, isn't it? Like, so what would you do? What would you do there? Yeah, it's like between shots, isn't it?
I think I'd probably try similar to that black that I first did here in the bottom left hand side, but
yeah.
if it was a plain board,
Yeah.
would it just go to the left, my right of the pocket,
I think so, yeah.
or was it in off?
Yeah. Right, would miss it.
Yeah, would miss
miss
the
the in
pocket.
off, yeah.
Right.
So you could do that. The only other advantage of your shot is that you're staying on the good side of the table for left-handers.
Yes, that's true.
But out of the two shots, the second shot where you go, it's much easier to pop a blue like
Yeah.
that, isn't it? And you probably, if you just come off a couple of cushions, will land really good anyway.
What would you do?
I think I would play that second one just to keep the pot nice and easy on the
Yeah.
blue. Otherwise, it's a balance, isn't it?
It is.
Do you make the pot really tough
better
on the
get-
blue to
better
get better on the
position.
pin?
Yeah.
Or do you make the pot a lot easier and settle for being slightly worse on the pin, but not too bad? Just needed a bit
It
more
did.
pace, didn't it? It was a good pot, that was.
It still
Yeah.
goes in the middle.
So I was going to say, yeah, middle, three cushions, isn't it really? You go nice and positive, side cushion, black cushion, and then the other side cushion. Just give yourself the best chance. They're not easy pots, but just do everything right with your cue again. Not bad though. Not bad, yeah. Okay, so let's have a go at these again from the top. I'm losing that one by you, I think, as well. So yeah, think about that cue action where you do your feathers, then the backswing is separate to your delivery. Nice. Just get it. Yeah, so I'll bring the white back over to where you're standing there. So just pot it nice and, you know, it's quite thin. And just let that come back across. Did you put a bit of left on?
I did.
To check it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good choice, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily, I would have done that myself, yeah. Let's try that again, yeah. I suppose it's, you know, when I used to work on Q action, it was, yeah, the important things for me was that the backswing has to be separate to the delivery. You know, if you turn the TV on and you were to name like all the top pros, let's put Mark Allen over there because he's the exception.
Yeah.
But Neil Robertson, Selby, Ronnie, Lazowski, Murphy, Stephen Maguire, Ding, they're all feathers up, stop at the white, nice smooth backswing, and then deliver. Mark Allen's the exception. He's a bit more quite quick, isn't he?
A bit like Marco Field.
Yeah, Marco Fu, and a bit like Mark Williams there.
Yeah.
They're all a bit quicker in the backswing and delivery. But mostly players don't do it. And on a shot like that, if you try that same angle, Chris, so somewhere like here, and don't have a backswing that's too long here.
Right.
Like your final backswing there is quite long,
Yeah.
but it's a low power shot, so just come back a little bit, and then you can just poke it through gently. Nice. Perfect, yeah. Same kind of shot, off the cushion. Smooth backswing. Excellent, yeah. You want to get a bit of stun, I suppose, don't you, to get nicely on the blue?
Yeah.
No, that just didn't quite get the right top. We'll look at the brown because it's a good one to kind of get. Okay, what do you think? So this is a bit different again, isn't it, the angle? In fact,
Looking at the black pocket, really.
you know what you mean? Yeah. Right. Like that. It's thin, isn't it?
To do something with white, I fear of colliding with a pink if I put
Yeah.
it to the middle.
Yeah. And if you just play plain ball, you won't. It will come along here like that and go past it. And then if you play that with the tracer right hand side, instead of it then losing to the cushion, you'll straighten it up and come more along this line. So you kind of just try and drop it in the middle with right hand side. Tremendous shot. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Very good, yeah. And then this one, all off the cushion, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad luck. Yeah, but it was good. Yeah, good clearance, good blue to pink there. Try that pink again. I think it's on nose, especially because you're thinking, right, you know, I've got a good chance of doing this.
Yeah, it is.
You've got to make sure that your cue action doesn't go rushed and you don't, you know, go too quick.
Right.
So you do the same little preparation, keep it nice and smooth, keep it controlled. Okay, so let's try that again and just check alignments and things. There you go. Somewhere where you can just get your hand on, Chris, isn't it? Yeah.
It's so easy. It's ridiculous.
I know what you mean, yeah. It feels like, you know, what's the problem, yeah, but. So you're probably aiming maybe a bit thin, yeah. Is it? You know what I mean? It looked that dual to me, but that was good though.
I think I'm trying too hard. That's.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Especially it's weird having someone watching,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, it's more weird than if you just completely relaxed down the club. Try that again, yeah. Same one, yeah. Oh yeah, for first day back into it, pop some nice balls.
Thin, isn't it? I don't know why
Yeah,
it's so
fraction thin. Yeah, fraction. Yeah, you tend to. Some people just do it. They sight a little bit thinner than you know than you actually need to go. Yeah, it's quite a full wall contact here, really. It's just a bit thin, isn't it, again, yeah. How often do you play, by the way, under normal times? What's the plan?
It's
Now.
probably twice. It's not very much, but twice a week because of work commitments.
I mean, that's pretty good though.
But I can give it some time in those 2 visits.
Yeah. It's got it, I think.
It's still thin.
Yeah, it was just favouring that far jaw, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
only a touch though. Okay, so let's have one more go because some good key shots have cropped up. So that blue to pink was a tremendously good shot. Wasn't it? Using the right hand side.
I'm going to try and feel a bit more, relaxed.
Yeah.
Not so.
You've got to try not to overthink it, haven't you? So like I say, I did like a video series and I was talking all about technique.
Yeah.
And I haven't put the one up about technique yet, but I will do in the next few weeks. So I'm talking about backswing and your grip and your bridge length and all these things. And then right at the end of it, I'll say, now remember to try and get these things happening naturally. You can't end up playing shots, can you? Like you're trying to clear the colours here, and at the same time as doing that, going, where am I standing? So my feet here, what's like that? It's just too much, isn't it, for your brain to take in? Close. Really close. Bit quick yet.
Yeah.
It's almost like the biggest thing that will help you is the laziness, that feeling of being, lazy and controlled. Nice. Yeah, so this is just like a plain ball, nice and gentle off the cushion. Just too thick. Just a fraction.
And too hard.
Tight. Yeah, I think again it might have been alright if you'd have potted it. You might have got away with it.
Let me just try something
Yeah.
a little bit different because.
Spot on. Just a bit of a stretch for a left-hander, but I think you'll just get it. This one's alright for a left-hander, can reach it nicely. Yeah, didn't quite get the grip on. Down the bottom?
Yeah.
Yep. Tremendous shot, yeah, nice. Not a lot you can do, is there?
Not really.
Other than drop it in, really.
Well, I'm sure you can come off the
Off the knuckle.
Yeah.
Jack was edge, isn't it? That little shot. Too thin. No, it was good. Ah,
Double the black.
so double the black, yeah. That was good then. All good pots they were.
The only thing I tried to do different there,
Yeah.
it's not the other cue action.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, a couple of feathers and
Yeah,
go for the
just
top.
plain. Yeah. I know what you mean. I could see, you just got to be
Yeah.
more natural and don't overanalyse it, just hit the shots and play them. Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean.
Apart from the blue, because give a bit more respect to a
Yes.
harder pot.
Yeah, and I say that, it's like I give every shot a baseline level of respect, and then some shots just a little bit more difficult, aren't they? I mean, you are right. I mean, I spend all day, every day talking about snooker, of course. But if I play, I'm also very aware that I can't be trying to play good level snooker whilst thinking about 10 things in my head at the same time. You can't do it, can you? Okay, let's just put the brown on because that's the key shot I want to look at. So, if you go like brown to blue,
So that.
so let's say you like something like that, because that makes it just that
Yeah.
little bit kind of, yeah, the timing's involved in it. What's the trip like to John Parish for you then, to have a tip? Was it
Nasty. It's yeah, a bit over. It's M11. I think it's either A12 or A13, and then South Circular.
Yeah.
Don't mind. I just do it. Last time I went, I booked it as a waiting appointment, but they couldn't. They said, "Oh, sorry, I can't do it as a waiting appointment. The person's coming sick." So I'll leave it. Come back the following weekend. It's a long old drive.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, how often do you have a tip done?
not very often. Well, especially with not playing. But there is ones out there that I think this is a. Is it elk?
Elk Master.
Yeah, I think so. But there's tips out there that can last for months on end now, isn't there? I like quite a hard tip. I like to be able to hear it. I don't like. I can't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, is it like these ones that's like a standard Elk Master tip. They're like your standard ones.
Yeah.
And you get like 15 a box.
Yeah.
But then these ones are the same manufacturer, but they're Elk Pro. But you only get 3.
What's the?
And the difference is these are rated for hardness. So
Right. Okay.
these are. Should say a little bit. Oh yeah, like soft. So I like soft
okay.
tip, but. And so they're more expensive.
Yeah.
They're £7 a tip.
Right.
But I mean, I've been offered that on for over a year.
Okay. And I guess you play a fair bit.
Not that much. I mean, I do play, not a
Yeah.
ridiculous amount because
No.
I'm doing a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
So it's like today, I don't even on around the snooker hole, I don't
Yeah.
keep many shots.
No,
because,
that's right.
you know. But yeah, they last much better. But I mean, things like that are good because if you like a harder tip, and then you go like the Outmaster Hards, the
Yeah.
second you put one on, it just plays like a nice,
Yeah.
consistent tip.
Yeah.
I find you have to knock those in a bit more.
Yeah,
don't you?
that's the tricky bit.
Yeah, they're like a bit.
Yeah, you can't hear it for the first
They're
few
like
games.
spongy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to get off this cushion now, and yet nicely on the blue, aren't we, I suppose? And then
Yeah.
we'll talk about again, you know, how we play these little shots. So one was perfect. Yes, perfect, yeah. Okay, so we're going to try and get. And that's pretty good. You end up, yeah, I suppose, if you look at that, I suppose, Chris, it's just that thing of it being a little bit.
With your, if you were to play it, would you be able to hold? Is it possible to hold?
I don't think so.
It's
no.
not. No.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's just slightly too much angle. Yeah, you can't do it.
So you've got to come off and
So again, the shot you see the pros always do, isn't it? Is this one?
right hand side. It is.
Right hand side.
I like
Yeah.
that shot actually.
And it's,
I didn't even know what you said about it. You see, I thought plain ball, but then like you say, it goes up against the cushion.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's a good thing to know, yeah, because it's like a nice little recovery. And not bad there, yeah. Okay, so if you try a couple of these. Yeah, so we want to get these two. This feels like about middle ball and right hand side, something like that. So you've got to hit it nice and positively. So that it has enough pace to. That's it. Go past the pink. Yeah, and then you've got loads of right on.
Yeah, it is.
Nice little development shot. Okay, so yeah, a little bit softer, just a bit pacey, wasn't it? Yeah, a bit too soft. So your white ends up. Go on,
See,
sorry,
that's that. Me getting down and doing it. I don't know what I should.
like what you should settle on.
Yeah.
I suppose the thing I always say is that whatever you do naturally and just getting down and hitting it, that feels okay because that's just the natural, comfortable way of doing it. but does it actually really give you any benefits? Is one necessarily better than the other? One feels a lot nicer, but do you actually play any better with it? And probably not, I find, for a lot of people. So even though it feels much more comfortable, what you're really after is consistency in terms of playing. A bit like, you know, the extreme example, Selby. What he's settled on is a way of, if I do, well, three feathers up and I do the same thing and pull back and play, all the balls go in, and if that's effective and all the balls go in, that's fun, isn't it? But I suppose this is your target here, Chris. Yeah, you can get your white into this, you know, in between those two reds with a touch of right hand side. Yep, so you probably saw it was just wide of the mark, but you got a lot of right on, and you've actually played a great shot there. That's good. Okay, so try and get a couple of those. That was good again. Really held it with the right hand side. It was good. Just that far red again. Tiny bit lower on the white will get you there. This is where Ronnie's so impressive, you know, when he's getting these, like, you know, the difference between here and Ronnie getting it right in the middle.
People who don't place it, because there must be a lot in the audience and the television, really don't realise
what they're doing, do they? Yeah, it's just ridiculous how good they are, yeah. Bit wide. Yeah, so just a bit lower down on the white to get the grab on there. Yeah, so good. Yeah, just a bit softer. It's all about getting into that position in between those two reds without too much pace. It was almost there, wasn't it? It was almost there. Yeah, good. But it's, things like this I used to set them up in practice.
Yeah,
they just all feel, aren't they?
It is, absolutely.
Again, you know, past the science of how it works, you have to try and feel it. Well, look,
Well, this room's going in for change.
He's good, yeah. So even now, I mean, it's a good point. You've like warmed up since the start of the session. You know, the blue's kind of taking care of itself. Again, it's funny there, really, because for me as a right-hander, that's not too bad. You know, that'd be alright, look, for me to just get down and have a good go at that. For you, it's not as good, is it?
No.
You know, for like left-handers, you can't grab it, can you? It's not too bad at all. You know, fraction out of it. But starting to get it now, yeah. You quickly get a feel for it, which is good. Bit soft.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have probably got it if you had. You can see the importance of
You
these,
can,
can't you? Like they really feel so. When you watch it on the TV and they land there, and they just stun up.
I know.
And you go, yeah, it's not that easy then to do that consistently. That's not bad. No, that's not bad at all. Yeah, now for you, it's not bad, Chris. That isn't really, I would say. It's not too bad there.
No, I was trying to be
Trying the old
ambitious.
left-hand side one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I just did it in a video, didn't I? I mean, you could try that, you know, when you're like a little bit low. I've come a bit closer, just to practice the same kind of shot, but a bit closer, I think. Yeah, quite so still, but something like that. And it was like I talked about in the video, wasn't it? You've got to aim it a bit thick, really,
Okay.
because the left-hand side is going to throw the
Yeah.
white to the right, isn't it? So yeah, you've got to aim it just almost like you're going to miss the pocket on the right, really. Yeah, so you see the way it's gone in nicely, you've got lots of left on there.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Try that again, yeah. So same kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, aim to
Would
miss
you-
it. Oh, go on, sorry.
Would you play to stay this side or to come on and off and go that side?
Go back the other side, yeah.
Okay.
Just so you can hit it nice and
Yeah.
positively. So you know, you're going right through the wall. So it's like top and left. Aim to, you know, miss it thick. I mean, the amount of left-hand side you're getting on is tremendous. You know, it's really good. Yes, really nice. Again, nice little developing shot.
Ball run being
That's right, yeah. So go for that again, yeah. Just a bit more power, but same idea. You're aiming to effectively miss it, you know, a bit thick. Yeah, I mean, for how well you're hitting it, I would like to set you up with a bit more angle, really. So much side on. Yeah, so try that. You've got to, you know, it's got to look a bit thick, right through it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And that's what you want to do with it. Off a couple of cushions like that. Really good shot, yeah. Try that.
It's such a frustrating game.
Snooker's mad, yeah.
I
had somebody who played golf the other day as well as snooker.
Right.
And I said, you've done well there. You've picked the
Yeah.
two most frustrating
sports.
sports to play.
That was a mental state.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, pretty good with that there. The key shots on the blue are things again I'll send you
Yeah.
because they're good shots to practice and get in your locker. The only other one that's a good one to look at is, let's say you are going like here. Try that. So pretty much on the same mark actually, Chris, where you were a second ago. So let's say you're playing this with screw and right hand side.
Yeah.
So you're trying to come off here and then off a couple of cushions here. Yeah, a bit more pace than you got there. Oh, and the side nearly rescued you, didn't it? Hit it well. Good. So again, yeah, try that. Screw and right. And try and, when you hit the shot as well, stay down with the shot. Almost, you know, forget what the white's doing.
Okay.
Just let it take care of itself over there. You know, get right through the white. Nice and smooth. Watch that blue.
Bit too hard.
Bit too hard. But another good pot though. See, that's pretty good for a left-hander. That's not bad. So this one is just, yeah, plain ball on and off the cushion.
Right.
So yeah, don't need to do anything with the white. It'll just drift past the black. Don't need
So
top.
I would get down on that. I don't know because I got.
Yeah, maybe like the table in the way. But don't need top here, Chris. I'll play nothing. Just that's it. Just plain ball. Such an advantage, you know, not using top
It was.
like that.
It's obviously natural to me because I'm thinking, oh,
Yeah.
got to go forward.
You
so
want
I
it to
need
go
hit the
forward,
top.
yeah. Same as
Yeah.
me, yeah, exactly what I did, yeah.
Oh,
A bit thin.
that was even.
Let me just show you an example of that. I have exactly the same thing. Everyone gets it where you think, well, if the white's going forward,
Yeah.
that's topspin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where is he? So let's have a look. That one. So ding here, because I get examples, but I'm talking about it all the
Yeah.
time. He wants to pop the pink and get the white onto this far red. So he wants to roll forward a bit, and that's where he's sitting with. Doesn't want,
Sensible.
yeah, no topspin needed. And then that's just enough that the white is just going to, when he hits it, so nice sensible. And then it's easily just enough look for it to roll forward nicely and get on the red.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's a good, almost like I say, almost like Santa Fe, it's like a cheat code or a
Yeah.
hack or something, yeah. as soon as you know that I don't need to be playing with that
No.
top spin and things yet. I suppose those are your main key shots on the colours.
Yeah.
You know, I'll practice the brown to blue because that's
Yeah.
one you want to be able to. Again, you want to be able to get it 8 out of
Yeah.
10, and then the blue to pinks are massive.
Yeah.
You know, because yeah, as soon as you land here, don't you? And you go, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
As soon as you land here,
Yeah.
you should be okay,
Yeah.
but they're just little mini recovery shots, aren't they? Okay, so let me give you, let's do a lineup then. So what's your highest in this? Is this where you got your highest break that you got?
Yeah.
Well, I know it was
it's
a
on my
thing a
thingy.
while ago.
I had a
wasn't it?
head cam. I got a
Oh yeah,
Sony action cam.
oh yeah.
I don't rate them. I would never ever tell anyone to buy one.
I didn't even know they did.
The battery life is atrocious.
Mm.
It comes with a watch.
Yeah.
You can take off the display, so it's a separate display from the camera.
Yeah.
Or you could use your phone. You can pair it to your phone or your
Yeah.
iPad. But yeah, there's not very good battery life. You can't zoom once you started filming, and you've only got 3 zoom options. And you can't. It's no. I've not used GoPro, but in hindsight, it's the same price as one. I wish I
Oh,
bought a
right.
GoPro.
I mean, that's what I'll use the GoPro.
But the only thing I thought with the GoPro that once you've got your camera, you then pay lots for all the different accessories. And there's no subscription, is there, to edit them down there?
No.
No.
And then, I suppose the only thing with mine, I bought the GoPro Hero 8, but it
Yeah.
came with all the accessories like the head cam. and-
Right.
I forget what I paid for it now though.
That action camera was $499.
That's it, sounds about the same as
Yeah.
mine, 450, something
Yeah.
like that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, the GoPro is good, yeah, I do like it.
I still sell it, Sony. It's got to have been going for well, years now.
What's your battery life then? No good?
No. When I bought it, because I used to drive a few different cars. I ended up, you need at least 4 batteries to get a day's use out of it.
Right. Yeah, to be honest though, the GoPro is probably similar. It's not very good on
No.
battery life.
But
It's not good.
this is 4K and over 60 or 30.
Yeah, that's it. Frames per second, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the GoPro's no better. I mean, it's probably similar to yours, but I think mine came with all the accessories and
Yeah.
things.
I was going to bring it because it's got a little. I brought a shoe which is something to hold on to and a stand, and then a mic.
Yeah.
Mini mic.
Yeah.
It's called.
I mean, that's the battery again.
Right.
Really big, aren't
No.
they? So, what is it? Yeah, 1,220 milliampere, so it's not very good.
No.
What do you used to do then, like drive cars for like cars?
Yeah, Ferraris and Bentleys and
Oh, right.
silly things like
Is that what you do for work? Is that-
No, I just work in a Peugeot dealership in Kettering.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But no, I like cars. I used to hire them from Prestige Car Hire.
Oh, yeah.
Use them to get away.
Is that expensive then to do that? Kind of
It
thing?
is. I just wanted to see what they're like. So I've driven a Ferrari 488.
Yeah.
Had it for a week.
Yeah.
I went all over the UK. I was going to go to. I've got a very tiny studio in Nice. Which
okay.
when my parents passed away, me and my sister bought a house went near to where we live, and I thought, well, I like Nice. So
Yeah.
I've obviously not been for a while, but I went for the which I filmed, to the 2018 Monaco Grand Prix. That was good. But no, it's just something to do. I don't, I have a drink or excessive stuff like that, so just
Good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What other good ones have you driven then? In fact, what was the Ferrari on? Brilliant.
It was, yeah. It's I recommend it. They've took it off. They've got I've considered, but not whilst we've still got sort of mini restrictions and not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they've got an F8 Tributo on there now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was a Spider, so it's
Ah,
convertible.
nice. Yeah.
I took it to the Lake District. I won't bore you with the picture. I
That's
just do
good,
one
yeah.
so you can see what it was. But yeah, went up to the Lake District and it was good. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Say it. We're only on the planet once. It's not a rehearsal.
No, and you're right there. If you enjoy it, you've got to do it, haven't you? Yeah. And then is it all covered, like the insurance is part of the price that you're paying, and it's all just in there? And
They did have it, that it was unlimited mileage, but they've changed it now. You only get 120 miles per day, which sounds a lot, but it isn't. It's only like from me to Leicester and back.
it's not that far now.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah, well, especially because the whole point of hiring the car is that you want to use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you go,
and
yeah,
it's
it's
a pound a mile once you've gone over that 120 per day.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can, if you've got it over, say, you can have it for 1 day if you want to, but if you had it over 4, if you did 120 for so many days, or you did a lot more over, if you reduced it to bring it down to what it would be over that 4 days, the mileage you're allowed.
What is it over 4 days then? What's the price roughly?
It's a lot. It's the F8 is £8.50 a day plus VAT. But once you've used them once, you get 25% off the next usage. So it makes sense to hire something small, and then go for the big one if you want and get discount.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's have a look here. So let's see how much time we got.